Some days I made quite a few extra purchases. I don't know why I feel more guilty about buying games. I tracked every dollar this week, as you guys know that I like to do, but this time I'm going into the nitty-gritty details of telling you exactly what I spent my money on, and I'm not holding anything back. Here, I'm Dajana. I make YouTube videos about my life, financial side of paying off debt. If you want to watch my financially secure series, you can. But I live alone and I'm trying to be smarter and better with my money and share that journey with you guys. Of course, without pretending like I have it all figured out. This is definitely not one of those ultra perfect budgeting videos. This is actually what I have spent in the past week. I haven't had very major purchases come out of my bank account just because I wanted to do a video that's more like realistic. I could film it or talk about the first week or the last week of the month when all my bills kind of come out at once. I just wanted to show you an average week for me and discuss things that I want to improve on. Honestly, I've talked about it a lot before and I'm working on it, but let's just get into it. In total, this past week, I have spent $1,120.03. No, I didn't. I've spent $1,120.93. I'm not wearing my glasses when I'm looking at my screen. So I've made 17 transactions in 7 days. I want to say that's pretty good. Some days I made quite a few extra purchases. I included the 9th to the 19th, a few extra days because there were days that I didn't spend any money, quite a few days. From the 9th to the 13th, I actually spent no money, which is great. So just to make sure that I had the full 7 days, I'm including the 9th. First big purchase, of course, goes to my one and only Costco. That is usually always a big bill. I go once a month for sure, sometimes twice. Do I need everything that I get from there? No. I actually almost bought a bike. It was like $500. It was on sale. Kind of regretting it, kind of not. Trying to decide if I want to save up for one or see if I can make do with borrowing someone else's bike, which is what I've been doing for now. It's just timing wise, I don't have access to it all the time. So that's kind of what I'm looking into getting. But this would have looked very different had I been impulsive and went and bought this bike. So out of all the transactions, there were 17 transactions in total. Of those 17, groceries accounted for 2 of those transactions. Costco, most expensive. My next grocery trip, which was the 16th, $72.26. Costco, I get the bulk stuff. Grocery stores, I get the stuff that I could get at Costco as well, but they're just too big for me and then it gets old or I don't have enough room for it. Just like the condiments or the smaller size bag of chips or stuff that expires a lot faster and I can't get through a huge tub of it from Costco. So yeah, I have 2 subscriptions that I had to pay for or that I tagged as subscription, which was Netflix. I send my sister $8.95 of that to her because we share. And then this is going to be a weird one, but it's a pending $1.04. I went on Uber Eats to see if there were any deals on getting food delivered. And they offered me, I think it was 3 months for free. So that pending is just to see if my credit card worked. But I usually wait to be offered these kinds of things before I sign up again for it. So I started having to pay for it. Then I immediately canceled it. I try not to do delivery foods anyway, just because it is ridiculously expensive. And at the end of the day, it's just me being... I know for a lot of people it's time saving, which is great. But for me, a lot of the times I'm just like, I'm so tired after work. I don't want to do it when really I can. And it can save me up to $10, I'm sure. But I don't do it very often. So that was $1.04. So this leads into my eating out category, which I put any food delivery or going out to eat. This is definitely something I am really working on, but for the month of May, I want to say I've been spending a lot of money eating out just because I have been working less. So when I work, that takes up majority of my day. Therefore, I don't have to think about food as much. I just bring my lunch to work, I eat that, go home, eat dinner. But now I'm doing more things. The weather is getting nicer, so I'm going out or staying out longer, and I need to like buy food kind of thing. Of all those transactions, let me count here. 7 transactions of eating out. It is a lot just because I want to collect the points, so I tap my credit card or use my credit card for the most point, and then my boyfriend will send me money, or if I'm sharing with someone, I'll get them to send me money or whatever, e-transfer me. So it's not the full amount of the week. If I started on the 9th, then the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, the 18th, the 19th, every day I was buying food. And my eating out category does include Starbucks drinks or sit-down dinners, whatnot. Even Costco hot dogs I'll put in there. So that was a grand total of $110.67 that I spent in 1 week. I think that was my most expensive week that I've ever spent food on. There was the long weekend, worked less, not happy with myself about that. So there's 2 transactions that are categorized as activities, and that includes going out having fun or playing video games or something. So The Sims was having a sale, and I bought another set of things. I've been playing it since The Sims 4 first came out, and obviously if you are a Sims player, you play Sims, then you know that it can go in waves where that's all you're doing, and then you like don't touch it for months or even years, and then you go back in a phase where I'm playing it quite a bit. So I spent $66.02 for rent, life and death, business and hobbies, and then a Love Struck one. I also got the sleek bathroom kit or add-on, whatever they call it. I think that's the only little... No, there was more, but that's all I can really remember. Anyway, and then I also spent $3 on golf balls going to the golfing range, driving range, whatever you want to call it. That was fun. I think that was a good $3 that I spent. You get 20 golf balls, and I just used my boyfriend's clubs. I only hit a couple. It's mainly me watching him do it just because it hurts my wrists and I am terrible at it. There was a transportation transaction, paid $14 at the airport. Took my little nephew to surprise my dad when we went to go pick him up. My nephew was so excited, losing his mind, to wait a long time, oh, whatever. Anyway, it was $14 for parking. I didn't have to pay for any gas that week, which was great. I did have to pay for my car though. So that car bill is $463.26. So that is my biggest purchase, I guess, of the week. Therapy, yay, $160. I did not need to spend how much? $22 at Wendy's, but I did, and it's done and it's over with, and I have the money for it. But could have used it somewhere else for sure. Looking at all of my transactions, did I need to spend money on the Sims games? And I don't think I did, but I wanted to, and I think that was a better use of my money than all the times that I paid for food. I don't know why I feel more guilty about buying games that were even on sale for a really good deal than spending multiple transactions on food when I could have easily made most of this stuff at home or just not eaten it. I don't know. Yeah, it's a really weird mind F that I'm having, that I feel bad spending money on something that I have probably gotten my money's worth out of already, just from how much I've been playing it and not making YouTube videos and posting it. It's definitely, I'm getting a little obsessive with it. Yeah, I would say that spending that $66.02 on some games makes me feel a little bit more guilty than buying food over the course of the week. It's weird. Do you guys ever feel like that? I didn't have anything in those categories to use, so I had to shuffle money around. I'm also struggling with putting money into those categories. I don't exactly know why. I just have a hard time thinking of how much money I actually need. Because I'm like, oh yeah, $50 for 2 months for activities, done, got it. But doing stuff here in Canada is so expensive. It's expensive everywhere, I'm sure, but it's just like never enough. So I feel like I have to kind of change my priorities and lump more money into this stuff so that I don't feel as guilty, or that I actually go and do more stuff, because a lot of the time I'm saying no to things because I don't have the money for it. And I feel like, well, that's a lie. Yes, I do have the money. It's just allocated in other areas that don't really matter as much. So something for me to work on, that's for sure. Every week is honestly a week where I'm feeling like it's more than I wanted to spend. But I think that's just the nature of me. I feel guilty for spending money. It's something that I'm trying to work on, because I do feel guilty for every little thing that I buy. Even when I go grocery shopping and I'm like, this is stuff that I need, I feel guilty. So I'm trying not to shame myself. I'm just learning. A total of $1,120.93 was spent throughout a week. I actually don't even know, am I on par? Am I overspending? Am I just overspending in certain categories more so than other people? Definitely this is a week where I just had a lot more free time than I normally would, so therefore I was spending a lot more money. If you like these types of videos, I can kind of do them a little bit more. Let me know down in the comments below how much you spend in a week. Obviously this differs person to person, region to region, how much money you make, what your goals are, but this is a week that I was able to just enjoy life, have a life, and still pay my bills on time. Clearly, something is working. It's just my feelings around certain things are taking up too much like unnecessary space in my brain, I feel like. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.